take 2 because Nate didn't turn on the camera. But this is essentially a Q&A series that we're starting. I'm Katie Van Slyke, if you don't know, and we have a bunch of animals here, and a lot of you have questions about them. So I didn't want to just do like a...
Hi, I'm Katie Van Slyke, and here's 10 answers to 10 questions.
I want to do like a conversation, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We've pulled from Facebook, from Instagram, from YouTube comments, from y'all, and we're just going to have a conversation. So Abigail's going to start asking questions that I have no clue what she's going to ask me, which I think is going to be the fun part. So.
Okay. I think this is a good place to start.
Okay.
So when you were younger, what did you want to be when you grow up? And it kind of goes with this other person who asked, do you ever think about going to college before your career took off?
So for an embarrassingly amount of time, I wanted to be a trick writer. Like, you know, when you go to, Abigail has her phone on right now. That's really okay. I wanted to be a trick rider. You know, when you go to rodeos and the girls that like ride around in circles and they'll like hang off the side, or they'll like be standing up on them, or they'll jump through a ring of fire. I wanted to be that for a really, really long time. But then I realized I had 0 coordination and 0 upper body strength, and I hated falling off. So, so yeah, that's what I wanted to be when I grew up. But college, yeah, I went to college. And then that's a whole other story. But yeah, I did.
Okay. Does Abigail live at your house?
I mean, there's been times where you've lived at my house, like when we got snowed in and we were like, no, you're not allowed to drive. It's too dangerous, because I tend to mother her. But no, she does not live at my house. She lives like 30 minutes away, but during the week she's there every single day. But no, she does not. Seems like it though.
Okay. These are some questions from your YouTube video. I think this is the most recent one. It's preg checking the goats and Indy.
Yeah.
So someone said you should name your baby goats after trees this time. I think it would be cute to do like Willow or Sequoia or Douglas. What do you think of that?
Douglas?
Like a Douglas fir.
I didn't know that existed. Like trees. Well, we have Willow the horse.
We do.
But Douglas, like an aspen,
Maple.
Maple.
They said Sequoia. Sequoia is kind of cool.
Sequoia, redwood. Come here, little redwood.
So you would be open to naming them after trees?
I think a theme would be fun. So I'm not opposed to themes and that are like not common themes.
We've also talked about like food themes.
So that's the thing. So like where I got my goats from, Kendall, she has all of her animals named after like food. And so does my sister-in-law. So it's like, I feel like it's done. It's been done. It's still good, not hating on it, but like, I kind of want something a little different, you know?
Okay. This is from the same video. This person said, I would give Indy a pass. She just had a baby. Obviously, her body isn't ready. Let her catch her breath.
Well, that sucks because she's pregnant. But when we're breeding the horses, a lot of the times we will breed them, you know, again, after they've just had one. So usually they come into heat for their full heat. Like Indy came in really fast this year at like 5 days, but generally it's like 9 to 15 days after having their baby. And that's basically in the wild when they would get rebred. Now, horses have such a long gestational period that they don't know that they're pregnant for so long that you can rebreed them pretty quickly after they've birthed, and it doesn't really affect them for a really long time. Like, honestly, even after the baby's weaned, they don't really get, you know, heavy in their stomachs. They don't really get lethargic. Like, I showed one of my mares pregnant until she was like 7 or 8 months pregnant. So it's actually really healthy if you're going to have a brood mare that is going to have babies multiple years to keep her in like baby shape, honestly. Like it's harder on their bodies to allow them years like in between, especially for older mares. If you're wanting to have your older mares have longevity breeding wise, sometimes keeping them pregnant for a few years is better for them. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the case because they're horses and not humans. So while it might not make sense that humans have babies like in a row. They aren't humans, and that's actually one of their instincts that they want to happen. They want to get bred. I mean, when they come into heat, they are actively trying to get bred. And going to the other part of the question, which is why not just let her come into heat naturally? We do that sometimes. But when we're trying to breed to stallions that are not in the same state as us, and it's hard to schedule things, like you want to be able to order the semen, have it get there in the right amount of time, breed her before she ovulates, but also breed her like not too far before she ovulates. You know what I'm saying? And then also we were at the end of breeding season where it was pretty time sensitive to get her bred. And so we short cycled her. That's what it's called when you give them lutealize and bring them into heat a little bit sooner than their natural cycle. So that's why.
These are some comments and questions from the Day in the Life of Waylon video that we did. Someone said, "This is so interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. As a non-horsey person, I'd be really interested in hearing about what the people do at High Point. Like Christi, for example, might be worth doing to attract your younger followers into the ag-related fields."
So like, are they asking what her job is?
Kind of like what the workers there do. Like, what does she do on a daily basis to help you and like anyone else that has stallions there?
So I don't know everything Christi does, but she does a lot. Like, could not even dream of owning Waylon without Christi. Christi is the backbone. Like, essentially she's the stallion manager at High Point. So they have, I think, I don't want to be wrong, I think it's around 40 stallions that they manage. Some of them are just frozen semen, and then some of them are being collected actively throughout the entire season, and they are on site at High Point. So she handles all of their collections, meaning people send in their contracts to her. She handles the scheduling and the shipping of those. She handles all of like the overseas stuff. So she will talk to people from Australia and Europe as far as getting their semen over there. She actually just contacted me the other day. She's like, "Hey, I'm trying to get a really good bulk rate for sending Australia semen or semen to Australia." So she handles all that, but she probably does 10 times what I just said. But essentially, she's the stallion manager at High Point, and she's phenomenal. Literally don't know how she has so much in her brain.
I just thought this was funny. This person, I guess you were wearing your flip-flops in the video.
Yeah.
And this person said when they were in 4-H, they did showmanship with their hog, and they always wore flip-flops. So
I get in so much trouble on the internet for wearing flip-flops and Crocs, but honestly, every person that's been raised around horses that I know, they're just so unserious about it. And it's like, we know that we could get our toes chopped off, and we probably should be advocating for wearing good footwear, but none of us can be bothered. I remember when I was like a teenager and I'd go to my trainer's house. We called it Camp Karen because we'd go there for weeks at a time and just ride a million times a day. And we'd do showmanship practice at the end of the day after we went to the pool. And I'd wear my bathing suit and flip-flops to do showmanship, which is on the ground. So my horse is trotting next to me. So I was just dumb, probably. But
on that same video, a lot of people are asking, after they're weaned, are they ever reunited? Do they recognize each other? Does the baby ever see the mom again? Do they learn to be separate?
So, I guess there's no way for us to know 100% if, we separate Maggie and Molly for 5 years and then bring them back together if Maggie's going to go, that's my baby. I don't know that we know that for sure. But I do know that horses that are together for really long periods of time, they do get buddy sour, they do know each other, and then when they're reunited, they have really good memories. But I don't know when they've only been together that 6 months of life, and then they're 5 years later and it's a full-grown horse. I don't know how that works. But in my experience, usually we keep our foals away from their moms or out of sight. Don't even, we were really careful when we put Molly out with Bo that Maggie in the pasture at night was completely on the other side of the farm, couldn't see each other. I think it'd be safe after a couple of years for them to go back together. But I mean, I've seen babies get back with their mom and start nursing on them if they had a 6-month break. So I guess they do remember each other to a certain extent, but we just don't even fool with it. There's no like, oh, it's time to reunite them. Like, unless there's a reason they need to go together, we just never do it.
What is your funniest memory with each person in the crew? Matt, Nate, and Abigail.
My funniest memory with Matt, Nate, and Abigail. I don't know. I mean, it was so funny, the music video that y'all made me. I mean, that was kind of like all together. Like, that was just hilarious. I might need a minute to think about this. I think one of the funniest things, and I don't know why this sticks out to me, is that like, I kind of put you in a position where we went to Congress for the first time together when you had just started working. We didn't know each other at all. And I was like, hey, I know this is like not professional, but like the only room I can find has a king bed. Like, do you mind if we sleep in the same bed? And then that's like so unprofessional. And you're like, that's fine. But then like,
What are you gonna say?
you farted
I know.
so much in your sleep. And we didn't know each other. And we're just sleeping in this hotel room. And like, and I didn't know if I could tell you that next day and be like, you farted so much. And now I can. But it was just really funny that like, that was like one of our first things.
You can leave that in. I'm not embarrassed.
I don't know with Matt and Nate, because I feel like so many things have been like us as a crew. Do you have something? Are you harboring a story?
Immediately just thinking of when we were in Texas.
That whole trip was so funny.
Yeah.
So when we went to Texas, okay, Nate, like one of the funniest times of Nate, like we were playing Mexican Train and stuff, and he was just like doing these voices and like being so funny. What did you think I was about to say? You just covered your face. Oh, we can't say that one though. We can't say that one. I threw up. I laughed so hard. We can't say it, but we can't say it.
That's what I was thinking of.
That's the thing. There's some things that are just not for YouTube.
You can talk about how
there were some hand gestures
he pulled
during
the shirt up over his head.
I can't say that one either because of the bleep that out. I would say with Matt and Nate, because they're grown men with pregnant wives, but they act like middle school children. Just about every time we hang out is pretty dang funny. I really can't pick one, but Abigail farting is for sure hers. We can end on Abigail farting.
Just let that stick in everyone's head.
Okay, so that was the first Q&A. I'm not gonna lie, we're about to go film another one. I'm about to change my shirt, so you'll be seeing another one of these at least. And then after those first two, you can tell us if you like the layout or if you want to see something different or what questions you want to see next. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.